Greetings, colleagues. My name is Marshall Greaver. I've been working in Baltimore City Public Schools for 9 years, and I'm running for delegate on the Unity Slate with Mr. Preston and Mr. Torres. I feel that the Unity team is best positioned to really go after something that I feel passionate about, the code of conduct. It is extremely important to me that teachers, students, paras, and related service providers feel safe in the extremely difficult and very important work that we do every single day. Unfortunately, we have seen an uptick in violence in our schools. There are guns, there are knives, there are fights, and it is very difficult to implement behavior consequences to students that are constant disruptions in the learning environment. I strongly believe that 2 to 3 students in every classroom should not be able to take away or jeopardize that safe learning environment for the rest of our student body. Just a short anecdote that I'd like to share. Earlier this year, one of my freshmen stayed after school to get some work that he missed. And he's a pretty kept to himself young man, but we had a great conversation after school about how he loves to work on cars with his grandfather, that he wants to be a mechanic one day, and several other just personal stories of interest. And I joked around with this young man and I told him that was the most that I had ever heard him speak in several months. And it broke my heart when he confided in me, Mr. G, it's just not worth it. It's just not safe. When I asked him what he meant to clarify, he told me that when you raise your hand in class or you have an idea in class, a lot of times people are disrespectful to you. When you try to stick up for yourself verbally, then people want to escalate things to violence. And he said, honestly, I'd rather just kind of sit here quiet, take care of my schoolwork, and not put myself at risk to have to deal with those things. No student should have to feel this way. I am absolutely for restorative disciplinary action instead of punitive disciplinary action. But we also have to take into consideration, sometimes we have to make difficult decisions regarding discipline, and we cannot allow small groups of students to jeopardize the safety or disrupt the learning environment for the majority. When our students are feeling uncomfortable sharing their thoughts in class, expressing themselves, that is a huge issue. And the code of conduct handicaps our administrators and the other wonderful teams that we have working in place to help keep our students safe and productive. I honestly feel that the Unity Slate, led by Mr. Preston and Mr. Torres, will push us in the right direction to help reform the code of conduct so we can still focus on restorative practices, but have adequate resources in our toolkit for when we do need to manage more difficult behavior situations to protect the classroom for our students, our teachers, our paras, and our related service providers. Vote for the Unity Slate, and we promise you that we will stick together to make our classrooms safer, and we will fight for a code of conduct that protects our children and helps them learn restorative practices, but also holds them accountable and protects the student learning environment. Thank you.